Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the very short patch notes for patch 16.8.0. Let's just dive right into it. Of course, make sure you're dropping a like and you're subscribed to the channel. Let's hop in. New content. We have our hardcore wipe, which they have told us a whole lot about already. Added balancing adjustments to trading mechanics, AI behavior, in-game tasks, experience and skill gain, availability of weapons, equipment, loot, flea market, and other changes aimed at creating a unique and challenging game experience. There will be several planned stages of progression with additional changes. So this is stuff they've already talked about, and it seems like they didn't want to elaborate further via the patch notes. Follow the announcements on our socials and the project website to learn all the details first. We will also be monitoring player feedback closely, and we'll make balancing changes beyond the planned stages if necessary. Real quick, just a side note, there is a new events tab at the new Tarkov website. We are on the new Tarkov website. It looks really good, actually. This right here is brand new, so whether it's actual in-game events or kind of stuff related to the new progression stages, maybe it will be up there. So maybe just hop on the website every once in a while, you know, a few weeks, months into this hardcore wipe, and we will see when new stuff is rolling out. So right here, this is important, especially for everybody here on this channel. PvE mode will not be affected by the hardcore wipe changes. Now, I do want to say, once again, the shameless plug that I seem to do every video, I am going to actually try out PvP for the first time in well over a year. A hardcore wipe does seem very, very enticing to me. It's kind of how I wanted Tarkov to always be. And, you know, when you can just cheese your way through the hideout and pretty much the entire game via the flea market. Now, last wipe you couldn't because everything had to be found in raid. But, you know, it kind of took away from the fun of the game. And I'm actually kind of excited for once in my life to hop back into PvP. And we will be recording literally every single raid, start to finish, over on the Acez TV channel. So check it out if you're interested. You want to watch a PvE nerd try PvP for the first time in well over a year. It'll be exciting. Once again, more stuff right here for the PvP crowd. We have more prestige levels. You're going to get prestige 3 and 4 with this patch. There's going to be new voices, new outfits, new mannequin poses, new posters, new target styles for the shooting range, new hideout customization, and new dog tag styles. And after earning prestige 3 and 4, skills and weapon mastery have their progression saved by 15% for prestige 3 and 20% for prestige 4. Weapons, helmets, armor, and attachments will become available for prestige item transfer. Very interesting stuff. Next, we have the AK50. This is something that was teased very long ago, and Nikita's been showing it off a decent bit on Twitter. If you don't know, the AK guy, Brandon Herrera, he actually made an AK50, and that is what was inspired by Nikita to put it into Escape from Tarkov. Next up, we have some changes. We have some more AI changes related to PvE. Readjusted the PMC bot spawn system. Now the AI PMCs will no longer spawn immediately at points of interest and will instead have remote spawn points, making them travel to loot POIs and compete with the player. This is something that we had when PvE first came out. They weren't directly in any like POI, like dead center, but the problem was they wouldn't move. You know, there has been a ton of AI adjustments over the last year, and they have gotten better for sure. And I think this will kind of be the final thing that makes the PMC AI feel a little more like the traditional Tarkov experience. You know, running up to a location and already having PMCs there in the first minute of a raid doesn't really make sense. This, if it works correctly, will make sense. And once again, bringing back spawn points. Now, I don't know how it's going to work if there's still going to be 2, 3, and 4 stacks all spawning on one spawn point, or if it was in depth enough where every single PMC would spawn in the traditional PMC spawn points, and then let's say some USECs link up with each other, they don't fight each other, and then that's how the 2 and 3 and 4 stacks get created. Same with Bear. That would be extremely interesting to see if the AI could do that. I doubt it. I don't think it's going to be that in-depth, to be completely honest with you, but that, I think, should be the goal at some point, you know, further playing on to, like, the whole PMC karma and all that, which, you know, doesn't really affect you in PvE anyway. Next, improve the friendly foe identification system for PMC bots to distribute the availability of spawn points and check them for enemies. Fix several bugs where regular bots and PMC bots would not be hostile towards each other. PMC bots will try to avoid boss areas, but may still engage in a fight with them. So this one's a little interesting. I think this is mainly aimed at scavs, where it was originally intended to have a certain percentage where, you know, some scavs wouldn't engage PMCs and some PMCs wouldn't engage scavs. But because of how reduced scav spawns are now, this is a little concerning, considering that it already kind of feels like when you go into a PvE raid that there's not enough scavs available on the map. Now, sometimes it feels like you just get flooded. Like, I've had lighthouse raids where I'm at the chalet and it's just a constant, you know, 3 to 4 scavs every 4 or 5 minutes, and then there's just no enemies left on the map. If this is the case where, you know, if that was because certain PMCs weren't engaging the scavs, I feel like this will just create more empty maps unless I'm interpreting it wrong. Now, I'm assuming that also will kind of fall in line with what I was kind of trying to get at with, you know, the Acez and the bear. I feel like if they are going to, you know, not shoot at each other, if they see each other, you know, bear, and then Acez, that would be great, because it would still kind of distribute a lot more enemies over the entire map. Hopefully that made sense. So this first one is going to be super interesting, because I think it's going to catch a lot of us off guard and it's going to feel really weird. But added the stash auto scroll function when click dragging an item. This is something that, you know, it's kind of overdue, but at the same time, you know, we are so used to just the system that we've had for many years. I think this is going to be, it's going to be a little hard to get used to. I could be completely wrong on it. I think this will be good overall. It just depends on, like, if you're putting something right at the top of your stash and then it auto scrolls, and like, it depends on the sensitivity of it. You know, this is one of those things that it could go absolutely fine and I'm overthinking it, or it could kind of actually be a little bit of a nuisance at first until we kind of get used to it. I think overall it's a positive change though. And then here is the one that I made a video about yesterday. I hope all of you guys got to see that one so you could save your stash, because the game is currently down. Added a storage stacking limit for containers. This is necessary to avoid situations where players would get stuck on the profile loading screen due to excessive amounts of items in a stash. The change will mostly affect PvE players who have stacked 7 or more items inside each other. Example, backpacks. All items that exceed the limit will be deleted. Now, one thing that's not on that message is if you have anything deleted, you will receive compensation. Now, I think right now I have like 6-7 stacks of partisan bags on my main account, and then on my hardcore account, I just deleted them all. It's okay. But, you know, there is going to be some form of compensation if you do lose items. I do not think I kept a stack of 8 or more just to test it. So you guys will have to let me know if you guys kept like a stack, or if you just didn't get on in time to fix your stash. Let me know in the comments what the compensation was whenever you get the chance. Then we got some new PMC customization. We will check those out here in just a second. And then we have fixes, several issues with sound occlusion and incorrect audio propagation on all locations. All right, so we are currently on the apparel page. We're going to check everything out. Now, I am on the Acez EFT account, which used to be a standard, but just yesterday I upgraded it to an unheard edition because it was on sale, and I'm going to be using this account instead of my main account, so I don't have to wipe it for 1.0. I'm going to use this account for our PvP playthrough, too. So we're going to have the true to form name for once. It's going to be fun, even though the PvP is going on the Acez TV channel. So it's still really not true to form name. So let's check out everything. It's not gonna, you know, show anything that I've already purchased on the main account, like Urban Responder or anything. But I'll try and see if I notice anything super different. I feel like some of this stuff was previously here, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't remember special ops whatsoever. Getting a nice look at that. I mean, some of these I haven't even seen, so cool stuff there. I'm pretty sure all 4 of those are normal though. And then the bear, I think all that's normal. The instructor. Okay. I fuck with that. That's dope. Alright, man. That's pretty much it. Another thing. This patch is scheduled for 6 hours. Not like an 8 hour. Not a 10 hour. Not a 12 hour. Seems to be kind of a small patch. Now, we did just get a patch. We just got 16.7, all right? So there was a ton of fixes in that. It even was extended. It went a little long, like an hour or two over. This one, you know, I usually like to tell you, give it an extra hour or two just to be safe. It says 6, expect 8. But if the patch notes are that short, I don't know. It genuinely could just straight up be a 6-hour patch. And we've only seen this happen once or twice in the last like 3-4 years. But every once in a blue moon, you will see the patch actually available early before the intended time. I think this is a possibility for one of those times. I doubt it. Like I said, expect 1 to 2 hours extra, not even on the 6-hour mark. But considering there was not much in those patch notes, I don't know. Anything's possible. So yeah, that's going to do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a huge favor. Make sure you drop a like on this one. And of course, consider subscribing to the channel and the Acez TV channel. First milestone over there, we're trying to hit is 500 subs. We are 80 away. And, you know, to get that channel monetized and everything, we need 1,000. We already got all our watch time because you guys have been supporting me like crazy over there, watching the entire episodes back to back to back. And I appreciate that so much. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out.